Here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, we're inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, and we're on, I can't even say we're on travel time because it's the exact same time down here, but we're down here in my second home and second hub of Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, the great state of Florida. And so happy to be down here, of course, coming off of my time in Georgia at the Aflac kickoff doubleheader that we had, Syracuse, Tennessee, as well as Virginia Tech, South Carolina. I want to give another shout out to my guy, Lenoris Sellers, who I got to see, the South Carolina quarterback, who I spoke with many years ago when he was being recruited, and went up to him. We had never met in person, put my hand on his back, and I said, hey, I just wanted to let you know, Dan Tortora, you and I spoke a few years back. And he said, I remember you, sir. And that made my night. So Lenoris Sellers for Heisman, I thought that before. And now after seeing him in person and how nice of a human being he continues to be, love seeing that from him. So hopefully good things to come for him. And I know Syracuse fans are excited about coming back home this week and have their first home contest and get to see Steve Angeli for the first time in the Dome. So with that being said, before Mr. Angeli joins the show here today, we have something very special for each and every single one of you up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe. As you know, we reach you locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. And that is to share with you this morning our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Onondaga Community College Lazers. And that inaugural episode of what we're calling the Lazer Lounge will feature Director of Athletics Mike Borsz. And Mike doesn't know this, you don't know this, but working on this, this is your introduction to the lounge. And with that being said, Mr. Borsz, we are here. I somehow, some way, and I blame God for this because what I found just fit perfectly, but to have that O for Onondaga Community College and to know that one of the logos has the laser shooting right out of it, and then to find a graphic that has the that I can put the O onto that essentially looks like the OCC laser moving on its own was pretty cool to find. So I'm happy to bring you in. I hope you like the intro, and welcome to the Lazer Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Dan. Yeah, great intro. Happy to be here. I know we've been talking for many years now about the possibility of doing something together, and everything kind of worked out this time, and it's a really exciting day. Thank you for having me, and thank you for that intro and the shooting lasers graphic. So that was all pretty cool.
Yeah, so and fit all the colors of OCC as well. So excited to do this. And like I said, whatever I did on my side, it's always God. I'm like, this is what I'm looking for. This is my idea. And then he ends up making it even better. So happy to be here with Mike Borsz this morning, Director of Athletics at Onondaga Community College, in the inaugural episode of the Lazer Lounge. So to start with what you said, I mean, you and I have been talking about the idea of working together for many years now, and it all came to fruition. Where do you feel like OCC is at to the point where we could finally enact something like this and bring something to life that OCC's never had?
Yeah, really, really good question. Yeah, and it's been a bunch of years, and I'm lucky that I've been here going on my 12th year in my position at OCC as the Director of Athletics. And during that time, we've expanded the number of sports that we sponsor. We're up to 20 NJCAA programs, and we have 2 intercollegiate club programs. So we have 22 offerings. So that's grown considerably from when I started. Our roster sizes have grown. Really, we've kind of been able to put our foot on the pedal. And that's thanks really to a lot of the efforts that are going on across the college.
Yeah.
The college is expanding. Enrollment's up again for another year. So that's exciting to see. And so that's not something that some of my other colleagues at community colleges can say. So I think it's a testament to everything that's going on here at OCC. There's a lot of momentum building. people are realizing what an opportunity it is to go to school here, play your sport that you love at a high level, and really have a great experience. So I think that's one thing I take a tremendous amount of pride in is, we want to win, we do win, but we're going to create one of the best community college athletic experiences for our student athletes here. And that's something that I get up every day and really focus on. And so I think all of that, right, sort of momentum building, our sports offering growing, the college being in a stronger position kind of led us to this moment. So we were able to partner with our marketing department. So I got to give a shout out to OCC marketing. They were a big help in helping this happen. So really all of that kind of came together and it led us to this conversation here. And so, Dan, I think I first met you as like maybe my first couple months on the job.
Yeah.
And so that was, almost 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's, been a long time kind of building, but this is an exciting day for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I guess the squeaky wheel does get the oil. So, but to look at some of the things that you said, Mike. I mean, to be in the position that the school is in, to have your 22 offerings when it comes to athletics, including those 2 club sports, to see enrollment up at a time where during COVID and post-COVID there was this. They kept talking about the infamous day that was going to happen, right, where enrollment's going to go down at all these colleges, and it's something that you have to prepare for, and da-da-da-da-da. So to be in a place where you're on the positive side of things, when you're growing, when we see a campus at a junior college where you can live on the campus, that was not something that was available before. So, I mean, and the facilities, and I know we'll talk about this, but OCC offers so many wonderful things in today's collegiate world. And like you said, being up in enrollment, having the sports that you have at a junior college 20 plus, looking at the facilities, and I've been around the country and you have better facilities than NCAA Division I schools, some Division II as well. And so when you look at that, and then on top of that, state the fact that there has just been this expansion that you and I have talked about off the air with your staffing and with having dedicated people to make sure that things go out, to have the graphics you need, to have the social media presence, to have the presence at games. OCC has done a lot of work in the 12 years that you've been there, and there's a lot to be said by that. And the marketing department, like you said, I mean, me working close with them and you and I having a conversation on what this is and why this is and what it can be. There's a lot to be said about what OCC has grown to be, and I'd love for you to expand on it a bit. And I guess we'll start with facilities, because every time, and there's a lot of things that I love about OCC, but I will say this because I took some pictures. I'm going to put some stuff out today. Laying inside of the O for Onondaga on the soccer and lacrosse field. That field is one of the most beautiful, and it's kept well too. It's one of the most beautiful facilities. It's well maintained, and every time I walk on that field, I'm like, this is bigger than like a regulation field, right? It just feels bigger. So I'd love for you to talk about facilities at OCC.
Yeah. I think you nailed it right on the head there. I think our facilities are one of our strengths. We're lucky that we have a turf baseball field, a turf softball field, a turf soccer and lacrosse field named it's Wilbur Field after our very successful former men's lacrosse coach, Chuck Wilbur. We changed the name in honor of all that he did for OCC lacrosse, athletics, and the college. So we honored him with that a few years ago. Yeah. And we also have the SRC Arena. That's home to OCC's indoor and outdoor track and field programs. And probably a lot of your listeners are familiar with it for the many events that we host here.
Yeah. So
we really do have top-notch facilities. We have a fully functioning YMCA in our building. There's about 2,000 community members that are part of that. All OCC students get a free membership to that YMCA. And so it's a huge benefit. I think you're absolutely correct. That our facilities, I think they help attract people here. And then once they're here and they hear about what we do to support students and what we can do to sort of enhance and maybe change someone's life trajectory through the education opportunities here. I think that really kind of seals the deal when we're making our recruiting pitch. So I and our facilities aren't just for us. That's we're a community college, and we take that seriously. So we open our facilities up to lots of different high schools. We work with area colleges. We've worked with Lemoyne baseball plays a number of games here. Syracuse softball is rented our softball field. Many high schools, lots of Section 3 championships from baseball, softball to basketball. So we take that community in our name very seriously, and we want others to be able to experience some of the great things that we have here.
Yeah, I mean, you made mention of it being a community college and taking that word community and not just having it within the name, but having it within the nature of how you work with others. And I've been there for numerous events. I mentioned the soccer and lacrosse field first, but I was absolutely going to get to the behemoth of the SRC arena that I absolutely love. I've been there to see, Section 3 basketball, and of course, to see how they've expanded and what they've been able to do. I mean, I love the space. I've been there for the TBT. I know many people have. I know many people came and saw the return of Jimmy and Buddy Boeheim to the community at the TBT, and Elijah Hughes coming back, and Chris McCullough coming back, and Raheem Christmas and whatnot. And Alan Griffin, I mean, you got to be the home of where Alan Griffin was a head coach for the first time ever, who was a longtime assistant for Syracuse. So, I mean, let's stick there for a second at the SRC Arena, from high school events to hosting the TBT. This is a national and international way to connect yourselves. I mean, you have people coming through high school wise that have competed and won championships. When I was there with West Genesee, and I was there with Fred Kent and his team, they went through that building and onto the States in Binghamton and won their first ever state title. So you've had champions come through there. And when it comes to the TBT, Mike, I mean, my goodness, when I talk about national and international, you have people watching your arena from all over the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, we're incredibly fortunate to have it. That we had leadership here a number of years ago that saw the need in the community and worked with county and state partners to secure the funding to make it happen. And so, kudos to those people that had that vision and saw it through. So we're tremendously lucky, and I get to be the face of a lot of OCC athletic pieces, but there's a tremendous amount of people behind the scenes that are doing work to make these things happen. And really, a lot of those external events are run by, we have a whole external events team. Yeah. And so they do tremendous work hosting a lot of these external events that we help support. Well, yeah, I mean, what a ride, it's and the arena gets used in all different kinds of ways, so TBT, that was broadcast on Fox Sports Network, and so that was broadcast across the country and other outlets. And even to today, when I walked in, I'm sitting right outside my door here is the arena, and so they're chalking the floor, getting it ready for a boat show coming up. So there's going to be about 70 boats on the arena floor in a few days. So all kinds of things are going on in the arena. That's so it's really exciting stuff. The external events, and what I get excited about is the day-to-day use of it. Where it's home to our track programs. In the winter, we get to host our spring practices indoors, where other people are either shoveling their field or just waiting for the thaw to come. So that's a huge advantage that we have that other people don't. And so I mean, how lucky are we that we have these facilities, and and our students get to enjoy them. So that's we take our role seriously and be able to provide this for them, and keep it as nice as possible.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, when I think about this, when I'm driving up the hill to OCC, to me, it's a gem. It's right there amongst so many things. It's in close proximity to a lot of places in Syracuse, but at the same time, once you come up that hill, it feels like it just belongs to OCC. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's we are a self-enclosed campus. So everything is right here. Um, all of our athletic facilities are found right here on campus. So that's another tool that we use a lot of these external events for, is that it's not necessarily on the way to anything. And so we host these external events, which invites the community in. And then when they come here, they realize everything that we do have. And I think that is kind of eye-opening. And honestly, too, Dan, that's one thing that I would like to use this platform for, is to share with more people what a great opportunity OCC really is. The quality education that you can receive, the sports you can participate in, and the price tag for all of that really can't be beat. You know, I grew up in Camillus. I went to West Tennessee High School. OCC wasn't really on my radar when I was deciding to go to school. I ended up going to Hobart College. I played lacrosse there for 4 years, had a great experience. But I think I'd like the community to really kind of take a closer look at what OCC offers, because I think what we're doing up here, deserves a really close look as people's top choice. So it's a great way to get your first 2 years of your education at an affordable price. Or maybe it's just 2 years. There's some really great associate degrees that we have here to go direct into work, where you can earn a nice salary and have a nice life right from the get-go. So, but yeah, I think it's nice that it's all enclosed. It's one campus, and we want to invite people up to come see it and really experience everything that's going on here. From all our new degrees, we're really focusing on Micron coming in and some of the engineering aspects of that, and also the growth that we're seeing and it's needed in the community for different health programs. We've always had a very competitive nursing program, but we're adding other health-related fields to our curriculum, and that is absolutely needed. So we've been working with partners at Upstate and St. Joe's and other providers, and we're training the future workforce that's going to take care of Central New Yorkers.
Yeah, and like you said, expanding what you can offer at Onondaga Community College education-wise, and what you can get, like you said, get a great education, go out into the workforce, to dispel what some people think of junior college, right? Like, oh, you didn't go to college because you can't afford it, or you didn't get good grades, so you have to come here, or you didn't get recruited well, or something like that. That is not something that holds a lot of truth in it, right? You can get a great education at Onondaga Community College. You can have high-octane sports opportunities at Onondaga Community College. I have been around it. I have spoken with, a national champion that is there with you that we'll talk about in a second, that you mentioned, in Chuck Wilbur, to see what men's and women's basketball has done to vie, to the long history of baseball, and Joe Antonio, and honoring what he's done, as well as, what is here today. There's a lot to be said about OCC's competitiveness in the classroom, competitiveness on the fields, courts, and tracks of life, and beyond that, to do things, like I said, that not every junior college does, which is allow you to live on campus, to not just have a community college where you have to commute, that you can recruit and bring people in and say, hey, you can live right here. And you can, like you said, self-enclosed. You can walk right down the road to all your classes. Everything's right here for you. You don't have to have a car if you don't have one. So to dispel some of the thoughts that come with junior college, because that's been important to me over a decade plus, all the time that I've known you, the time I've known Rob Edson over there. So what you can say to what OCC is as compared to what some people think junior college is, based on their thoughts or their rumors that they've heard.
Yeah, I think you nailed a lot of it right on the head there. So it's I think we're experts at meeting students where they are. So we're open access. So if you graduated high school, you earned a GED, and you follow the admissions protocol to enroll, then this is a place for you. And so then we're experts at meeting people where they are. So there's great opportunities for people that maybe are trying to explore what they want to do. We're also really good at supporting really high caliber students and student athletes. We have a great honors program. And so there's a niche for everybody here. And I've been here 12 years, so there's a lot that I've seen.
Yeah.
And before here, I worked at some pretty good institutions, and I learned a lot from those, and trying to bring what they do here, because everyone here, my colleagues on the academic side, different administrators, people that work at OCC are here because they want to make a difference in people's lives, and that is something that people get up every day and earnestly and genuinely work hard to do.
Yeah.
I've worked at other places where maybe that doesn't feel the same way. And so I will say that's something that's like almost guarantee here. You're going to get somebody that's going to meet you where you are, support you through the process, and help you achieve your goals. But there is unfortunately still a little bit of bias out there about what going to community college maybe is. But I would just talk about all the things that we are offering now, and just sort of dispel those unfortunate rumors that are still persisting. Because show up to one of our games and see the high caliber that's going on. Just last night our volleyball team faced SUNY Broome. We won 3-0, 3 sets to nothing. We had a decent crowd here, and it was really fun. So we had the Homer volleyball team came up to check it out. So it was there's a lot of positives that are going on here, and I will say that you can achieve at a high octane academic success and athletic success, and we'll help you get to that next level. It's we're experts at recruiting people in and then also pushing them out. We want to see you go on and continue your education at the next level and playing career. And there's hundreds or thousands of students that have done just that. So I really find great purpose and meaning in doing that on a daily basis.
Yeah, and here with Mike Borsz, the Director of Athletics at Onondaga Community College, for this inaugural episode of the Lazer Lounge and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Onondaga Community College here on Wake Up Call. We are inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios, and like you said, you're experts at bringing them in, recruiting them in, and then experts at getting them out, in the sense of, it is a 2-year school and you want to see them go and excel. We have seen student athletes leave and go to all different levels of NCAA play, and they have found their way onto teams. There has been, Syracuse University using this as a farm system, essentially, right? Like, go through, we'll see the players that we want, and maybe we missed them the first time around, we'll take them now. So what does it mean to you to not only have success with students and student athletes within the 2-year time period that you have, but the rewarding part of seeing them move on to NCAA D1, D2, D3, and then go excel there as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's I take a lot of pride in that, and knowing that we played a role in helping someone achieve their goals. So, it's great. It's great to see students come back on a frequent basis.
Yeah.
One of the best compliments that I hear, and I hear it every year, is that usually it's our sophomores when we're kind of meeting with them at the end of the season. I meet with every team at the end of the season, and I hear it, probably a dozen times a year, which is such a great compliment. Is that they tell me they wish OCC was a 4-year school, because they would like to be able to stay on for 2 more years and continue to enjoy the experience that we've created here. That's a great compliment to me. But then I quickly tell them, we prepared you for that next step. So it's great that you want to stay, but here's the door, right? Go on and keep doing great things. So it's tremendous to see. We send a lot of students, mostly stay in New York, but we send them to other states as well, and it's a lot of fun to be able to see students continue to do what they love. And do it at a high level.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, and that's something that I've thought about too, right? That it's 2 years. I wish it was 4. And it's great that you hear that and you continue to hear something like that. You mentioned, speaking of hearing something, you mentioned Chuck Wilbur and renaming the field in his honor. He won 11 national championships. I'm going to say that again in case people didn't understand me. He won 11 national championships with OCC and leading OCC men's lacrosse. National titles, hard to come by. Some schools never get them. Some cities and towns never see them, never get close to them. Syracuse, New York, you have men's basketball at Syracuse University has won one. You know that lacrosse has done some things in the history of Syracuse University, and you also know that Syracuse football won one time in 1959. But OCC has won 11 national titles just in one sport. And when we honor those 11, we are 11 in 13 years, I should say, which is even more insane. When we honor those 11, we honor Chuck Wilbur, and something just happened with Chuck Wilbur, and this is why I bring it up. He was named the first ever NJCAA Coaches Legacy Award winner. There's never been a time that the NJCAA has offered an award like this. There's never been a legacy award. The first coach of any sport, of any school in the history of NJCAA across the entire country goes to a former OCC coach in Chuck Wilbur. What does that mean to this institution?
Yeah, I mean, tremendously proud of everything that Chuck did, and I was the person that nominated him for the award. So yeah, it's I mean, his success was really unmatched, and Chuck's still here. Chuck's still working at the college.
Yeah.
He's a student navigator, and so he's still helping student athletes and a lot of students to this day. He just shifted gears with wearing an OCC hat. Now he wears a CNS hat, Central North Syracuse hat. He's the men's lacrosse coach over there. So, I mean, it's tremendous what he did, and what he was able to help all those students achieve, and all those championships we collected. That's I mean, he won 11, and then women's lacrosse won, I think, 3.
Yeah.
Men's basketball won 1 in 1993. Our men's tennis program won 1. And then we every year we seem to get a few track athletes that earn individual national championships. This past year we had Nyquez Madison earn the triple jump national championship. And so we're going to honor him at the Board of Trustees meeting coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's we continue to be a home of champion. We continue to hang banners, and I'm sure we will. And Chuck did a tremendous amount to be able to kind of help set that standard of what it means to be a successful program at Onondaga.
Yeah, and you mentioned national championships in men's and women's sports as well as individually and collectively. So that's even adding more so to the portfolio of OCC. Everything we're talking about here this morning, I would be hard pressed to not find someone that loves their sport, wants to win a national championship, wants to compete at the highest level, wants great facilities, wants to be at a campus where you don't have to have a car, at a campus where you can live there, get yourself a good education, prepare yourself to go out and follow the dreams and aspirations that you have. To me, OCC has only grown, only elevated its portfolio, only risen above so many things that we face in today's world of how expensive school is and all these things that have gone on that we've had to deal with. So, I mean, Mike, I'm not saying this because we're working together. I'm saying this because I think about it, and you know that OCC means a lot to me. I'm hard-pressed to find a reason why someone shouldn't turn their attention to OCC and put that on their visit list and go out and see what they can accomplish there, because the great thing about OCC is not only will you be challenged and have the opportunity to get after national championships and have the opportunity to grow and excel and dive into something, but it's not going to affect your ability to do that at another institution afterward. So to me, you can recruit anybody, because no matter how talented they are in the classroom or when it comes to the sports world, you're not taking anything away from them, what they can do NCAA-wise. You're adding to their story, not taking away from it, and I think that's important.
Yeah, I do think it is important. One clarifying point though,
Oh
just
yeah.
for the audience. So there is some misinformation out there that so right now at this moment, the 2 years you spend at a junior college, an NJ institution, does count against your 4 permissible seasons at an NCAA program. But there's a chance that could be changing.
Right.
I think there's some legislation that's working through the NCAA and possibly the federal court system may get involved. But right now, that it's still you can use 2 of your 4 seasons here, and that could have an impact at your NCAA level. But hopefully, you're earning your education here at the same pace that you're using seasons. So you'll spend 2 seasons here, and you'll be a junior by the time you transfer to a 4-year school, and you're staying on track that way too. So, but stay tuned. There could be more information coming this year about changes about what would be happening on an eligibility standpoint.
Yeah, and what I bring up by saying it doesn't affect your future in the NCAA, what I mean by that is by going to OCC, you're not losing out on the opportunity to still experience another school.
Oh
That's what I mean.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
but you did bring up my
I had my
point.
compliance hat on there for a minute, Dan.
I know you did. I know you did. So I was like, he's going to clarify, and then I'm going to clarify his clarification and let people know that I did my research about Diego Pavia and the case that is going on right now. And there is a potential opportunity that going to a junior college will not affect your eligibility. So despite the fact that I did not say it eligibility wise and said, come to OCC, experience the education, experience the sports side of things, experience going to events and just being in a place that's truly unique in and of itself in the junior college world, and then you can still go on and enjoy another school afterward. There is the opportunity that going to OCC is not going to affect that eligibility at all. And if that were to happen, which you opened the door to the conversation of this morning, Diego Pavia's case is the thing that is truly trying to change this. If this does happen, Mike, we're essentially looking at junior college as kind of in that prep school world of you can extend your time prior to going to an NCAA institution. And I know it's higher than a prep school. I'm not trying to compare it that way. But to just kind of give people the understanding of it, you go to high school, you can have a year or two of prep, and then you could go on and play 4 years and nothing counts against you. If this Diego Pavia case goes through and everything works out in the courts, we could see Onondaga Community College 2 years there, compete, get an education, and then have 4 full years at another institution, which would be huge. And I'm sure you're watching this Diego Pavia thing very closely, as I have been, because it will only help OCC even more so as you go forward.
Yeah, I think it would be a tremendous opportunity. I think everything you just said is spot on. I think it would really make OCC even more attractive for student athletes to consider as one of their top choices. Because you're right, you would get 2 years experience, get 2 years to be better, faster, and stronger, while at the same time earning college credits. And so that would really set a lot of people up to be even more successful at the next level. So I support that. I know colleagues of mine and other community colleges across New York also are excited about that possibility. I know the NJCAA itself, they're located down in North Carolina. I know that they've been working with the NCAA and doing some behind the scenes lobbying. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. That could be could even add to the momentum that we're seeing on campus, and just another reason to come here and experience everything that we're offering.
Yeah, so that's something in the background right now. Could be in the foreground. I did want to make mention of it because it would affect our community of Central and Upstate New York and affect OCC immediately if and when that decision does come through. But looking at the 2-year experience and what it is right now, to try and pack in so much within 2 years, right? And I've spoken with coaches on campus at OCC so many times about this across many sports of how challenging it is to bring in a good team, hope that they can gel quickly. They do gel quickly, and then you got 2 shots to go after a championship. Or maybe it takes a little bit of time, you got 1 shot to go after it, and then after they're sophomores, they've moved on. What can you say about packing so much into a small amount of time, half the time that you can have in the NCAA of those 4 years of eligibility as of right now? And when you look at the 2 years that you have at OCC, we have seen incredible runs across multiple sports, and you named a lot of the championships that have come through individually and collectively. I don't want you to give away the secret sauce, Mike, but how does OCC find its way to be so successful in half the time?
I got to give a lot of credit to our coaches. So our coaches are the real deal. They are hardworking. They're passionate about their sport. They're relentless in the time and energy that they put into it. I do an awful lot to support them because I see the impact that they have. We're a community college, so all of our coaches are part-time. We don't have any full-time coaches. So a lot of them have other jobs in the community. Some have another job on campus, but most are working someplace else. So it's their hard work. It's their belief in what they're doing that enables us to do that. We have some really good support resources behind it. We have 2 great assistant athletic directors. Taylor Casella, she's really helpful on helping us with a lot of the website, social media, stats. We try to take that off our coach's plate. We have an assistant athletic director that helps with game days and other responsibilities. We have academic support in the athletic department, Vicky Guy. She wears another hat that she supports our students from a sports medicine standpoint. She's a trained athletic trainer. So half the time she's supporting our students academically, half the time she's helping them from a sports medicine standpoint. And we have Angela Spetz, who's our full-time athletic trainer. So we have some really good support resources around to help support our part-time coaches, but I think it's them. I think I work really hard to help create an environment where those coaches can be successful. They have the resources and tools and support needed, but they're the ones that show up and grind it on a daily basis that can create that culture that shows those results. I mean, it's not easy to having to recruit at least 50% of your roster every year. So that's a challenge, and I fully acknowledge that it's a challenge, and I admire that they get it done because it's not easy.
No, and the thing is now in today's NCAA world with the transfer portal and NIL, we're now seeing NCAA have to deal with 50% or more every year, but OCC has had the history of doing that and knows how to do it. So now NCAA has got to play the NJCAA's game a little bit here. I do want to make a note about, we speak on your incredible coaching staffs, and there's been some fantastic people that have come through history and fantastic people that are on campus right now. One of the things that I love, and you don't always see this at every institution, no matter how many years the institution offers, and that is the fact that the coaching staff features alumni. And we have seen alumni return, people that have played on those courts and fields of life as well as gone through those classrooms. That element of it, that piece of it, like you said, Mike, people know it's a 2-year school and they come up to you and say, I wish it was 4. Well, you also have people that were at that 2-year school that went through a journey and found their way back on their road of life and are now part of coaching staffs. What does it mean to you to see familiar faces return to lead the next generation?
Yeah, and so often I hear from them is that they want to give back to what they had. They want to recreate the experience they had for future students, and I think that means a lot. I'm looking at my list of coaches right now, and Keith Edwards, he's our esports coach. He went here Our golf coach, Chase, he went here. Eric Maddox, our current men's lacrosse coach, he was a student here. Kelly Sight, women's basketball coach, she was a student here. Looking down my list here. So, I mean, we've got, some really good, we have a bunch of assistant coaches too that also came through here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's, that means we're doing something right. I think if you went here as a student, you had a good experience, and now you want to come back and coach, you want to be a part of that. Like that's good feedback on something's going well that people want to be a part of it. And so, again, that's something that we take pride in. That helps too. If somebody that's been through the system understands what it means to be an NJCAA student athlete, can then help support students that are going through something very similar. So that is really great to see. I'm glad you brought that up, Dan.
No, of course, and it's my pleasure because the Roberts family, the Walker family, want to mention them as well. There's some amazing people that have
great
come,
coaches, yeah,
absolutely, that have come through the program and returned to the program to lead the next great student athletes through Onondaga Community College. Before we jump into rapid fire, I do want to ask this of you. Like you said, we've known each other for at least 12 years because I spoke with you right after you got on the job there. When you think about this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, there's never been anything of this kind with Onondaga Community College with any business. To do what we're doing here between Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, my product, Wake Up Call, and Onondaga Community College, what are your thoughts on this partnership and your vision for it?
Yeah, I mean, just excited to be doing this, and to be able to highlight all the great things that are going on here. I truly believe in what OCC offers students can be life changing, and so I want more people to know about that. I think the fact that we have so many sports offerings, we have an expanding academic offering, and we could do it at a very affordable price for all of that. Yeah. I just want more people to be aware of it, and so that's my biggest vision is for you to help us tell that story. So there's so many positive examples of what's going on here, and we don't always get the spotlight shown on us. So to have somebody that's going to help us tell that story and put a megaphone to all the great things that are going on here it's just a great opportunity. And I'm grateful that we have this chance to be able to do this.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the opportunity to do this as well because, like I said, it's been on my mind for a long time that OCC should have the spotlight, and I'm happy that we get to expand everything that we've done over the years into this official Lazer Lounge. Let's jump into rapid fire. Mike and I get to put each other on the hot seat. In the inaugural Lazer Lounge, we have never done this before as the Lazer Lounge, and so you will be the first person to do it. You can ask me any question, any topic, no pressure, only the world can see and hear it. What do you have for me, Mike?
I guess I'm curious. You're joining us from sunny Florida. I'm curious what's on your agenda for today or for however long you're down there in sunny Florida.
Yeah, so I came down here and used it as an excuse to come see family. I was down in Atlanta, like I said, for the Aflac Kickoff doubleheader, and I want to thank the Peach Bowl Inc. that oversees the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, as well as the Aflac Kickoff game. Had a great experience and thought to myself, right before football season gets like crazy, it would be good to go see family. And so we have a fantasy football league that started 15 years ago. And I told the people that were in that league, I said, I am dedicated to you. And even though, because when I was working at ESPN Radio in Orlando and I decided to move back home, I said, I am with you. And if you stay connected to me, you'll never have to worry about me staying connected to you. And the people that have been with me in this league that met me through listening to my show and were total strangers, we have become friends. We just had dinner a few months ago. And that dedication, that commitment, keeping my word is important to me. And these people have been so good to me that I wanted to make sure to honor that and then come down and see my aunt and my uncle, Miss Mary T and Papa Joe. And, of course, they're like another set of parents to me. And my big brother Joey. So I wanted to come down and see family and relax. Try to, if I can, but we'll see. Sneak over to Disney so I can ride a ride for a minute, and then come over, come back home. But I will absolutely be back on the road to Syracuse very soon, and I'll be there this weekend for football season to kick off. So there's a lot of good stuff down here, but family time is the answer.
That's great. Yeah, get a chance to visit everyone, recharge those batteries, right?
Oh yeah, and yeah, me recharging my battery. Labor Day, I worked 11 hours when I told myself I was taking the day off. So I will I will throw one back to you, Mike. If you took over my show for the day, and tomorrow morning it was Wake Up Call with Mike Borsz, who would be your 3 guests and why?
Well, I guess I just told everybody how much I believe in OCC. So I think I'd probably invite my team here. I think that it's too bad I can't have more than 3, but I think I'd invite the team that's supporting our students and have them tell you the story of their day-to-day,
Okay.
What they're doing. But I think I'd invite Taylor Casella, our assistant athletic director. I'd invite Vicky Guy, our director of sports medicine and student athlete support, and invite Angela Spetz, our athletic trainer, because they're the real deal, And I think I've been in college athletics now for 20 years, and they're the real deal. I think people would enjoy hearing some of the things they have to say and the stories they have to tell. It's the impact they're having, but they also got some funny stories. So that would be, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is, like you said, you over the years you wanted to have that support, and you wanted to have the layers at OCC to really handle what it is to grow and to advance yourself. And so I'm happy that you have that team, and getting to be around that team and spend some time. I can honestly say, and Taylor can state that I said this, but when I went into her office and the signs were made, I was like, Taylor, can I have you work with like everyone that I work with? Because not everybody is as quick and precise. And I mean, she got, there was places that I've worked with where I'm asking for months and months and months, and there's no plan. I said to her, this is what I need to be put on our signage. It was done, and it was sitting there waiting for me. Then she took a picture and said that she upgraded the sign, and she wanted to show me the new picture what the sign looked like. So I can honestly speak to who I've worked with more closely to jump off here, but looking forward to working with your entire team that you just mentioned, is that Taylor's attention to detail, timeliness, care, and just ability to multitask. I give her a lot of credit for the work that she's done. And I know she asked me, would she ever be on the show? So in a way, Taylor, you're kind of on it today. So
yeah, that's right. That's right.
What's your second and final question for me, Mike?
Boy, that's a good one. Dan, I think when we get together, we talk a lot of shop.
Yeah.
I think we're always kind of talking about your show. I'm talking about OCC. But some personal stuff comes up every now and then. But like, I guess, like, what do you do when you're not doing this stuff? Like what if you had a day off? If you actually didn't work on Labor Day, you didn't put in those 11 hours. What would you have done? Like, what would have been? What's Dan do to really kind of decompress and spend some quality time just doing something?
Well, it's very simple, and it's funny because people are like, you're out all the time, you're doing stuff, you're traveling, you're doing shows. What do you do when you go home? And like people think, I'm like, I don't live a party life. I go home and I relax with my dog. So, what do I do when I wind down? And this is funny because people, some people don't believe that this is possible, but I wind down by going to Disney. I am a big kid. I will ride as many rides as possible. I think I should be in the Guinness World Record for going to all 4 parks in one day and experiencing something at each of them within less than a 12-hour period. And I did it all on my way to going to the airport to catch my flight. So I went to 4 parks before 2 p.m. So I would say, I mean, I definitely wind down by doing that. I love the water. I think I was born in the ocean. And so I definitely am a proud native of Atlantis. So I could be in the water all day. And I'd say the water, I find peace. I find peace going to, like I said, Disney and just being a big kid and riding the rides. Like in the back of my head this entire time is like, I don't care what you do, Dan, just get to Disney and go on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind roller coaster one time before you go back home. And so I know that that's something that I love to do is just get on rides. I love being with my dog. I would bring her anywhere if they would allow me to. I think OCC should allow her to events because she is like a human being, and she sits at my side and doesn't bother like any like if I brought her to a game and I put her in a chair, she would sit in the chair and just probably take a nap. Every once in a while, she'd want me to pet her, but I love being with my dog. I like taking walks with her, and I would say the few things that I can shut my brain off to, Mike, I'll let you know, just you and me and all the people that are listening here, but I'm going to let you know. Washing dishes shuts my brain off. Cooking, singing, and playing basketball. So if I had a day to myself, I would sing, I would shoot. I just put on some headphones and shoot, or not even headphones, just go and shoot in the gym, probably at Game Point. Shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, I'd probably find some time in the water to just kind of hang out. I mean, if I'm down in Florida, I can play basketball, cool off in the pool, sing on the way to the park, and ride my ride. So that's a way to do it all in one day.
There you go. Yeah, that would be a full day. That's
Yeah. My question back to you, Mike. All right, so I'm going to challenge you on this one. I'm going to ask you, because screenwriting is important to me and I love to create things. I'm going to ask you to make a movie. So you're going to make a movie starring you and I. You have to pick a job for yourself and a job for me that we currently do not have. So this movie, which is a comedy, it's a buddy comedy movie. What's your job? What's my job? And what city does the movie take place in?
yeah. I think you were right when you said you were going to challenge me on this one. A buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Um, so my mind immediately went to. I didn't start thinking of thinking location. I didn't think of a city. I started thinking of the mountains.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
I think the mountains is a place where I feel most at peace. You know, I think that's kind of it's my spot. That so I would say maybe we'd be in let's say the Adirondack Park,
Okay.
and um, I'm a park ranger, and you're the owner of the local karaoke bar because you enjoy singing, and and you go for a hike one day, and the park ranger gets called. I'd say that'd be our scenario there.
So I own a karaoke bar. You're the park ranger, and I go for a hike, and something happens from there in the Adirondacks. I
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that I think
plausible. Let's
it is plausible, and I do think that movie would make me laugh already. To think of you as a park ranger and me as a karaoke bar owner, I think that in and of itself, I'd be like, all right, Dan, how would you play that fun role? So I'd like to see it, Mike. I think that needs to be a side project for us. So,
yeah, we'll pitch it to Paramount. Yeah, that's I think it'll get green lighted.
yeah, that'll
I
be
think it'll
straight to
good.
Paramount Plus Plus.
Yeah,
so, so, so with that being said, Mike Borsz here, Lazer Lounge, Onondaga Community College Director of Athletics, debuting our partnership and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership that we have here with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, and Onondaga Community College and your Lasers. Mike, I'm so happy to do this, and I want to let you know this. There was a coach that came to me immediately, and I told him what I was doing, and he goes, I want to be the first guest. And I said, no, you got to wait because Mike's got to go first. And he goes, all right, well, after Mike, it's me. That guy, Tom Bonus. so
Nice.
he tried to jump the line on you, Mike, but I didn't let it happen. So shout out to Tom. But
Shout out to Tom. Yeah, it was good. Good.
Happy to have you here, Mike, and happy to get this done together. And we've only just begun, as you know. So thank you for believing in me. Thank you to the college. Thank you to the athletic department and you. Thank you to everyone in marketing. And of course, I look forward to all that we're going to be able to do and all the things and the stories that will be told that didn't have the spotlight before, but they absolutely are going to have it now.
Great. Thank you so much, Dan. It's exciting that we're starting this new partnership, and real grateful for the opportunity. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Now go get working on that script, and I'll talk with you soon.
All right. We'll see you, Dan.
Take care, Mike. That coming from Mike Borsz here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We're going to jump right in to my conversation with Steve Angeli after a very, very quick fast break. I know some of you have been patient because Angeli and I had a one-on-one conversation, but I wanted to make sure to give the spotlight, as we just spoke about, to Onondaga Community College and your Lazers here in Syracuse, New York. Much love and appreciation to everybody at Onondaga Community College that helped to make this possible. I cannot thank you enough. It's been important to me to tell your story, and I'm happy that we get to. In our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, the Lazer Lounge will be with you every other Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So as we're here on September 3rd, the next one will be September 17th, which is the birthday of my first 2 dogs I ever had, Mordu and Cinnamon. So we will see you with the Lazer Lounge in 2 weeks, and I cannot wait for that next opportunity to tell the story of OCC. Now, coming up right after this fast break, Steve Angeli and I, one-on-one, I got to talk with the starting quarterback, uninterrupted, of Syracuse University. You'll hear what he has to say right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks comes to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. And here on the show, I'm always talking about our favorite teams, right? Your favorite team, your favorite players. We're talking about so many different things when it comes to the sports world. Well, you know how you get so close to them, no matter where you are? You go to GG Cards and Breaks, and you get these cards, and you bring them home. And the opportunity to have graded cards, one-of-ones, rookie cards, patch cards, relic cards, autograph from your favorite player. GG Cards and Breaks get you closer to the action by having something that you'll cherish for the rest of your life, maybe hand down to your kids someday. So make sure you head over there today and make a memory. at GG Cards and Breaks, which also features, outside of sports cards, Disney Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Pokemon while supplies last, as well as One Piece. Make sure you go there for all your supplies to protect your cards, travel with them, showcase them, and more. GG Cards and Breaks is a step above any sports card place that I've seen or trading card place that's been around here, and I am so grateful to have them as part of the family. Go there on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sundays from 10 to 5. This is Dan Tortora here on Wake Up Call with Steve Angeli, the quarterback of the Syracuse Orange. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing very well. So, Steve, you've had some time to look back and reflect on the game at the Aflac kickoff. What have been your takeaways looking at the film and having your first collegiate start? What did you see out of your play?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's an unbelievable opportunity to, go down to Atlanta and represent, Syracuse out there. I think first and foremost, got to take care of the football better. It's on me, first and foremost, in the offense, just to make sure we're taking care of the football. And, I'm really proud of the way that the guys continue to battle even after the rough first quarter. Overall, there's a lot of good things to build off of. But, it's tough to lose, and, I hate losing more than anything.
Is between you and Fran, who do you think hates losing more?
Man, it's tough. I don't know. I would say me. That's just the competitor in me. Fran would probably say him, but I think it's great, having him as a head coach, the way he views it the same way.
You said that you will never forget when I asked you the question after the Aflac kickoff game and the post game. You said you're never going to forget the opportunity that Fran gave you. Just what it means to you to be at Syracuse and to have this chance to show everybody what you can do as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I just, once again, I'll say it again. I'm eternally in debt to Fran for, Coach Frank giving me an opportunity to come, play football at Syracuse and be the quarterback at Syracuse. I really don't take that for granted every single day I'm in this facility working. I understand the guys that have played here before me and, what it means to be a starting quarterback at Syracuse, but really just, being able to get a phone call from him in the portal when it's a tough time and just, hear just how genuine he is. And I've known him for some time, but to be able to kind of come here and feel a lot closer to home, a lot, more around people that are from my neck of the woods in North Jersey and kind of the East Coast, it really is just an unbelievable opportunity. And I still continuously can't thank him enough.
And you obviously going through practice, going through camp with the guys, you get a feel for your wide receivers, but nothing's going to give you the same feel as going up against another team. Knowing that you had some moments with a bunch of different guys out there, including, some good moments there with Jonte Cook II. What can you say about the receiving core? I asked you about it going through fall camp, but now that you have a game under your belt, just what you saw from them and what they did to run the routes out on the field and just kind of maybe some of your takeaways from dropping back and seeing how they work through a game.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to build off of from that game. A lot of guys creating space. I think we, need to continue to do a good job of that, just being detailed in our routes and, the catch and runs and getting into open space. But overall, I'm really proud of the group, the way they battle, the way they attack the football, and most importantly, the way they play together. Just seeing how excited they are for when other guys make plays and make catches. It really just speaks to our culture here at Syracuse.
What did Coach Nunn say to you after the game and just kind of within these last few days?
Yeah, me and Coach Nunn's, are kind of view it the same way. It absolutely sucks to lose. It's an unbearable feeling. So it's a tough pill to swallow. But the biggest thing is, just being motivated to get back out on the field and get to work. Not a whole lot of words. He always usually says the right thing to me. The biggest thing that we agreed upon was, let's go correct it. Let's get back to work.
And for you, before I let you go, having a running back like Yasin Willis, he said after the game that he doesn't believe anybody can stop him. He's going into that end zone. He had 3 touchdowns. So with you being a starting quarterback for the first time, this is his first time being the head of the Syracuse backfield, and he finished just shy of 100 rushing yards to go with those 3 touchdowns, including the pitch that you had out to him and the 2 runs that he had. Just what you can say about your backfield in general, as well as what Yasin did in that game against Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely proud of Yasin and what he was able to do. I think he'll be the first to tell you as well. You know, he wouldn't be able to do that without the O-line, receivers, everyone doing their job as well. But extremely proud of him, you know, getting the notoriety and scoring for us. You know, I grew up playing against him, so I always knew he was absolutely talented. So to be able to share the backfield with him is also something special. But I can't forget about Will Nixon, Malachi James. You know, there's a lot of great people in that running back room that are explosive, that do a lot of dynamic things. But you know, as well as the running back does, you know, it's also credit to the O-line. But once again, just to give Yasin his flowers, it's, you know, I'm proud of him because he deserves it. He's one of the hardest workers I know, and being back there with him is awesome.
Have you and Yasin squashed the beef from high school? Have you forgiven each other yet?
Oh, no, never. That'll never die down. I can't do that. You know, we still, when that game week comes up, I think that, you know, we might not talk as much for a little bit.
Final note here, just what you want to say to the fans with UConn coming up and having your first game at home in the Dome.
I couldn't be more excited to be out there in the Dome, and, you know, I'm just absolutely pumped to be out there and see everyone in orange. You know, really just excited to get out there for my first game and, you know, see what the Loud House is all about.
Well, I appreciate it as always for taking a few minutes, Steve, and I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you so much, Dan. Take care.
All right, take care. And now a message from Myers Creek Brewing Company, with locations at their Cazenovia Farm Brewery, Syracuse Inner Harbor Tap Room, and soon-to-be Lake Placid Tap Room.
Well, I think first and foremost, the Feldmeyer family and our team are extremely passionate about what we do. We care very much about what we do. The Feldmeyer family is always investing. Our taproom management team, our brew management team, our marketing management team, and all of the team members that get after it every day, they leave it on the field. They put their heart and soul into it. I know for a fact that everyone that works at Myers Creek wants to be there, and we want them to be there. You know, we want them to feel good about their job. And again, if you've never been to a Myers Creek, especially to the brewery, I mean, I want your eyes to open really big. I want you to see how big of a brand this is. I want you to see where we're going. The sky is the limit, and I feel very proud of that, and I'm very excited about that. When you think of designing a menu for a brewery, it's kind of open to a lot of different interpretations. I mean, you can do American, you can do Asian, you can do Italian, and you just have to find, you know, how that meets that pub style dining experience, that gastropub vibe. And I think it's super fun for us because obviously we know that, you know, everyone in the world's going to sell a pizza or a burger or a french fry, but what can we do to be different? And what can we do to be true to who we are? We are a brewery, you know, a brew pub. So the flavor profiles are kind of all over the place, and I think it's super cool that we have a massive smoker at the brewery in Cazenovia, and we smoke a lot of our products. A delicious smoked turkey. We have barbecue ribs on Sundays. From a pulled pork sandwich to a chicken wing, you go to the Inner Harbor and you go to the Caz location and you'll find similarities in the menu, but also things that are a little different and also kind of fit those different demographics or different communities, and also hopefully just drive you to try every tap room that we have open at some point, because you get a little something different at each one. You know, we understand how hard it is to, you know, work every day and get after it every day, and when you're done at the end of your day, you want to go out and put your feet up in a good ambiance and good environment. So we take pride in that. We make sure that everyone knows that they're very much valued to us.
Avicoli's restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicoli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on into the neighborhood spot, Avicoli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York.
K9 Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry-loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. K9 Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013, and go to k9campground.com as well. That's K9, ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. K9 Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose K9 Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily? Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. I was just there last week, and I actually utilized Great Lakes Honda City as my studio. So they're my proud studio partner while I was on site, on location, at Great Lakes Honda City on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York last week, utilizing their space as my studio for when we had the opportunity to speak with Gary Stokan going into the Aflac kickoff doubleheader, Syracuse, Tennessee, and Virginia Tech, South Carolina. So shout out to Gary Stokan, Peach Bowl Inc., the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, the Aflac kickoff game, as well as Great Lakes Honda City for allowing me to have our studio partner be our studio right before I went down to Atlanta. So many thanks and God bless to all of that, and also to get my inspection done. Folks, make sure you do that. Get your car inspected. Make sure everything is set and ready to go. Want to keep you all safe and want you all to be well. Head to GreatLakesHondaCity.com to see their inventory and go to the place I've gone for over a decade today. Let them know the DT sent you. Go look at their vehicles and bring the one that fits you home. With that being said, we're going to break this show up into two videos this morning. As you know, when we jump into fantasy football season, I always stop the broadcast halfway through and start a video for the Fantasy Football Power Hour. Why do I do that and not just stream it right through? Because our fantasy football owners, some of you might be coming to me last minute, last second on a Thursday, a Saturday in preparation for Sunday, Sunday morning early, or Monday night or during the day on Monday to make sure you have your team set. And in order to give you everything I possibly can when it comes to fantasy football, we have a separate video so that you can literally go through our fantasy archive and get the information you need. We do the games in order, starting with Thursday all the way to Monday night. I circle the game I'm on at the time. So if you go to my video and you're in a crunch and you got 5 minutes and you got to get to the game that has to do with your question that you have, you can see where I'm at in the schedule, and we work left to right, top to bottom. So if you see, okay, left to right, he's in the fourth row, and he's on the left side, and the game I need is right next to it, I'm going there next, because I will circle those games, which helps you to know exactly where I am in my fantasy football advice of every episode. So we're going to stop this video inside the Great Lakes Honda City studio, start a new one for the Fantasy Football Power Hour. So everybody that's with me, stay with me on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. We'll be back with our fantasy football internet streaming radio there on Podbean. So we will see you in just a moment.